Hi and welcome to today's video where I've got my November update for my rolling project pan, and anytime I generally have 14 items in, and when I've used one up or reached my goal and I roll it out, then I have the option to put another similar item into the project. But as this project is winding down, there are less items than there were at the start because obviously I'm going to end it in a month, so it'll be after roughly 11 months. It's going to be ending around, hopefully around mid-December. I might push it to the full year, but I've got the items in front of me and I'll go through them and show you my progress. So the first one's a perfume. I have gone through my major perfume this year, which was a Balmain, and then I've had several other smaller perfumes. I put this in, let me just see, when did it come in? A couple of months ago, or last month, I can't recall. And this, I think it's a couple of months now. This is the progress. This was full. Now this is Peony number 11 from Aldi. So obviously they've been inspired by Jo Malone. I have the Peony Suede or Blush Suede and Peony by Jo Malone. They are slightly different, but this is a lovely eau de toilette. I absolutely do love the scent of it, and I think it's well worth. I think these were about £5 when I bought this, but I think they're under £10, and I think they're a really good buy. But they are quite a close fragrance with not much sillage, but I think they're absolutely lovely as a freshening. You can spray it all over body. It's absolutely lovely. The next item is by Kerastase. Now I haven't done as much progress as I would have liked or hoped, but I'm not surprised, because for a week or so I didn't use this. I use this twice a week when I wash my hair, but I was trying another hair system and I wanted to see what it was like, so I omitted this one. But I use this after I wash and towel dry my hair, and I put a full pump. I divide my hair into two sides and put a full pump in each, and obviously a little goes a long way because I'm still using it. Now when it was put in at the beginning of the year, it was up there. So yeah, a little does go a long way, although it is quite expensive, and they have changed the shape of the bottle. But it's the Kerastase oil. This is the rose, but it is the standard fragrance, which I personally don't like. But yeah, I'm glad to get the use out of that. It's not going to be finished unless I bathe in it, which I'm not going to do. It's not going to be finished this year, I don't think. The next item is by CYO Long Lasting Foundation, and this is now a defunct brand that was owned by Boots Walgreens Group. Now I have been using it, and luckily I've had some progress. It looks like you use it a few times before the air pump rises, so that's where it was last time, and that's where it is. It's around there, the pump. You can see a bit of the colour of the foundation, but it's actually there. So I will be using it more over, in December. It doesn't have SPF, although I do use SPF underneath it. But I'll use it more of an evening if I go out in December. And I'm not saying I'll get it finished, but I'll give it a good try and see if I can. But I do have backups because that is a favourite foundation of mine. Then we have a BB cream from Yensa, which is available via QVC UK. I think in the US it is available on QVC and also from their website. This is a Chinese heritage American lady. It's her brand, and it has Chinese medicinal herbal beauty products in, or extracts in, but it's made in Korea. So this is a lovely, similar to, there are some similarities to other Korean CC creams, BB creams that I've tried. I'd say it's a lighter formula than It Cosmetics, a standard CC cream, which I think it's the nearest approximation, because this is quite moisturising. It's much lighter in coverage. You don't get as much coverage. I'd say it's a light to light medium if you put a good skincare underneath. Obviously, if you don't, then and you have a bare face, then generally it will get thicker, because the skin will absorb any moisture from this if it's dry. But I use it on, after my skincare routine, and it does give a light finish. I've not got it on today, but it's a light to light medium coverage, but I do enjoy the colour. It's really the colour for me, because it's light neutral, and normally neutrals either run peachy, golden or pink. Depending on your skin tone, you'll see the opposite tones in if it's not really going to suit. This is a pure beige, so it's very rare to get a pure beige, certainly at such a light colour. So yes, so it's called light neutral. So this one was 55 gram in August when it went in, In September it was 53.5. Now I did use it in October but didn't get any measure, and now it didn't show up. Now it's 51.5 grams, so it's a couple of grams, and I have used it a few times. Then when I powdered my face, I used this Pixi Skin Treats Glow Mist. Now it does have I do think it has glycolic acid. It does have an exfoliator in, but as it's going on top of makeup, I don't think it's reaching the skin to act as exfoliator, because I do use other exfoliants. But it's a biphase, so it has oils in, which is lovely to give. It helps the makeup to melt, mesh together, and also it gives a bit of a dewy finish, which I love. And you can use it during the day to add extra moisturiser, but I tend to leave it at home because the container can feel a bit greasy, if you know what I mean. Then I've got the Clinique eyeshadow quad here. Now I've worked through, I've now used up 2 of the eyeshadows. The bronze brown was in last time, that's now used up. I've got a peach one, which I'm using for the brow bone, and I've actually normally take this out and put it in a magnetic palette so that I can get a big brush in onto this one, which is an oyster colour eyeshadow, which I use as a highlighter. I've got to use it sparingly because it's quite strong, but there it is there. That's the shade. So I love the shade. It's just quite intense because it is an eyeshadow. I'm not sure I'll finish the highlighter, the one I'm using as a highlighter, but hopefully the brow bone one, I may finish it by the end of this project, or at least by the end of the year. Then I have rolled this in for lipstick in October. It's the Bobbi Brown, and it's called Ruby, and it's a mini. Now I did get fair use because since I've had it, I've used about half. So I did use it quite intensively in the last month, but it has started to dry out. It should be glossy, fairly glossy, but it's now gone quite matte and it's quite crumbly on the lips now. The formula's changed. So what I'm going to do is take this out of the project, and I'm going to declutter this. But these were, I don't know if this is still available, but lovely semi-translucent formula, and it is lovely, but obviously it's got old. So I'm not putting another one in because it's, like I say, we're getting to the end of the project. Then I have a Charlotte Tilbury lip balm, and as you know, this is not, if you've seen one of my videos before, it's not a favourite, it's quite waxy, but it seemed to have warmed up a little bit as it's got down. I've got a tiny bit left, so I'm quite hopeful I shall get this finished, because I use it of an evening when I'm sat down of an evening watching telly or whatever. I use that, so I'm hopefully going to get that finished, so that'll be great. I've got a nail polish from Orly, which is available at Superdrug. I'm not saying this shade will be available, but they do stock Orly, and that's where I'm up to. I've got it on my nails today. It's 18mm, and whilst it's not particularly an autumnal or winter shade, it's more spring summer, I have enjoyed using it. I'll try and use it a couple of more times before the end of the year, then I'll make a decision what I'm going to put into next year's project pan. Then I've got a HD Brow blusher, which I used last month. I've not put another item in. And then I've got a Tarte contour powder, which I've got in a magnetic pan. I'll take it out and show you. So it's Steady Progress. I'll try and show you there. I've got it on my cheeks there. And I do spread it, but it's not a thin line. It's quite thick there. And I've got it a bit into the temples. Loving it. Still got a slight scent of chocolate, because this was a chocolate fragranced palette. I'm not sure I'll finish it by the end of the year, but I won't throw it. I will definitely be using it, but I did meet the goal anyway to hit pan on that, and like I say, I'm going to continue until that is completely used up, because I do like the product. It has a lovely, I like the tone and I like the finish, and it blends very well. So the next item I've got is Becca Champagne Pop, which is a highlighter which I used, and I've actually using in October. I finished it, and I'm using one of these as in lieu of a highlighter. And then the final item was an eye pencil, because I used up my Marc Jacobs, and I think I've used up another previously in this project this year. And this is a brown. It's a gel liner, a Kajal gel type liner. It's a bit oily, so there's an oily consistency to it. Now I had a black one, which I've been using in days I've not used this brown one, but that smudged onto this part of the lid because my eyes are hooded, and it was difficult to remove, so I've decluttered that. This one doesn't seem as problematic. It seems a bit drier, but that is the colour there. That's the colour of the Ruby. I think it's still available by Bobbi Brown. It is a lovely colour. I might get another, but yeah, that one's obviously dried out. I should have used it quicker. And this is the brown. So I think they're all the items. Yes, they are. Can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate that your time is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you soon in another video. Otherwise, can I say please take care of yourselves and bye for now.